Guys, back in the driveway today. Underneath 335i cabriolet. So to get this far, and that's the water pump right there, right above it, right up in there is the thermostat. I'll show you those out on the ground. There's the connector. Interesting here because my connector is leaking oil. And so does the engine. I mean, I've done this water pump 3 times, and I've done that oil seal up for the oil cooler 4 times. So this is, you just get tired of doing it and cleaning it. And this car's only got just over 100,000 miles now. Anyways, to get to this point right now, you drop the sway bar. On a cabriolet, you have to drop these. They're extra chassis stiffeners. They go from right here diagonally out just past the cat on that side, and from this just about where that, behind that jack stand, right there where my fingertip is. So you get quite a few bolts to do this job. You're gonna need, I think this is an E10, it's an E12. So you're gonna need an E12 to take the water pump off. You're gonna need a 10 millimeter socket and a 10 millimeter open-end wrench. You're also going to need, I believe, a 13. It's a 13, a 16, and an 18 to take off that little assortment of bolts. You know, you've got the nuts right here that hold the sway bar. It drops down, and then you've got the 16 and the 18 here, this kind of stuff. Body and chassis bolts that hold on the, not the triangulators, but these supports or stiffeners. And then the E10 holds on the water pump, and then 10 millimeter for the thermostat. So that'll get you to this point, and you can actually drop the water pump out at this point if you need to. I still got to get to the hoses, and on top of the water pump is one more bolt. So let me show you that on the ground, and then I got a couple tips. First of all, the first time I did my water pump, went down and got pricing, and then I noticed my local auto parts store, Kragen, I think it's a Kragen, AutoZone, they sell the pump, right, VDO, which is kind of cool. It was about $200 cheaper and had a lifetime warranty. So that's paid for itself because I'd be $900 into pumps here, or actually more than that, I'd be $1,500 into pumps, and I'm only in one-time purchase. So this hose you can buy at BMW or you can buy at Gates. This one's actually pretty cheap. I bought at Gates. There's the part number right there. Goes on the back of the water pump, goes to the thermostat. So this thing usually leaks. This is my second one of these, partially because it got oil on the other one. So, but the big thing is the thermostat. I'm switching it this time. First time I'm changing the thermostat. I know a lot of guys talk about electronically controlled thermostats, which is actually a ton of horse shit, because there's your thermostat in there, and it's not electronically controlled. It has a sensor on it right there, for water temp sense to know whether or not the coolant is flowing from one side to the other. That's all that's for. That would turn on your light if your thermostat was actually stuck. But you can look in there, and there's a regular old bimetal thermostat. So yeah, they do duty cycle the water pump somewhat. I'm not really sure. You know, I've read all the forums. All these guys that think they know what they're talking about with these, but obviously they're not 100%, since you could lower your temperature, which I'm doing right here. Stock, this is a 214. I'm dropping it to a 204. So this is a 204. Got it from Mall. There's the part number in case anybody wants to do the exact same thing. So drop my coolant temperature 10 degrees, I hope. I'll let you know how that works out. This car also has the CFS radiator in it. And what else do I have in this? Well, it's got a bunch of upgrades to it, but it's got the cool aluminum radiator in it and stuff, or the best aluminum radiator. You know, I'm going to change this out to, I think it's a Musel, because this is the part that always leaks. I mean, I have to replace this thing 3 or 4 times. It's freaking horrible, and it's just a bad design. And I think it's because the oil runs so freaking hot and the motor runs so hot, it just degrades the O-rings. Sometimes it's this O-ring that degrades, sometimes it's the other one. And then it just leaks all over the front of the motor, as you can see, kind of down in there, and you can see. Anyways, that's the only real thing I freaking hate about this car, is that oil leak from this cooler. So, or this cooler adapter. All right, I'll give you guys a couple more tips once I get that pump and pump in and water pump in, and I'll let you know. Because this one, actually, one other thing, the first ones I did, the first two were videos. Now it's been a few years, and this is actually, it's the first time I'm ever going to do this. It's a made in China pump, so we'll see what the hell. Good thing it's easy to get to. I mean, I'm going to give it a shot. It was basically a free replacement. I'll let you guys know.